I've done a video a few years back doing isometric pixel art, but we had an extension in Aseprite and we were just not cheating, but pre-making boxes and putting them together. This tutorial, I want to start it from scratch. So beginner friendly, and we're going to tackle the rules, and then at the end I'm going to show a little trick that makes drawing anything in isometric pixel art pretty easy. We're going to be using Pixquare today. I'm absolutely in love with the guideline. To turn it on, go into your settings canvas and go to guideline, toggle it, and you can edit it in here. Make sure you're on isometric grid lines, 16 by 16 vertical lines on, and then we go done and close it. Now we have this very easy to look at guideline. If you are interested in Pixquare, use Penusbmic code for 30% off. This isn't an ad, but if you're gonna grab it, you may as well get 30% off. So let's start. From the beginning, the most important rule to keep everything consistent throughout drawing isometric pixel art is the 2:1 slope, which means 2 pixels horizontal and then 1 pixel down and 2 more horizontal. So 2, 1 down, 2 over, 1 down. And you basically keep doing that until you have a straight line, and then we can repeat the same thing upwards. And we're just going to draw a basic cube, which is basically everything in isometric pixel art. So everything is, oops, see, we did something wrong there. Just undo and make sure you follow it. And you can see here 2, 2, 2, 2, and last one. Everything follows the cube, like I was saying. Follow that guideline. Let's go ahead, and then you can draw it again, or you can copy and paste it. Copy, paste, move it up, and make sure it's on the grid. Make sure it's consistent, so it would be right there. And then let's go to the line tool and let's connect these sides here, and then the middle, we're gonna go right along this line, and then we can go ahead to the eraser and we can erase these. And this middle section here looks pretty blocky, so we delete those 3, and now we have the cube. And this is basically everything. You follow that rule, 2:1 ratio, and you're gonna have consistent looking isometric pixel art. So brings us to the next rule, is the lighting. And the lighting in isometric pixel art is fairly easy. What you want to do is make the lightest spot come from the top, and then the darkest is on the right. So light on the top, left is your middle kind of shade, and the right is always your darkest shade. So keep that rule as well in the back of your head and keep it consistent. So let's make a new layer here. Let's put it below this layer, and let's do a quick shadow. And shadow is basically, it's going to be like almost the same. Let's just go to gray color, pretty gray, go to our lines, and what we want to do is make the exact same square. So let's go ahead and do it again. Follow the 2:1 ratio rule, fill it in, grab it, move it under, and this is kind of just eyeballing it however you want it. You can make it further, but make sure it's consistent. So we're going to keep it about here, which looks like 1, 2, 5 or so pixels away. Then we're gonna just fill in this bottom here, and that is just a simple way to keep the shadows consistent in your isometric pixel art. So now that we have 2 most important rules down, the 2:1 slope ratio and the lighting and where it comes from, we can focus on a couple other things. And the first is making the triangle roof. It's popular in pixel art, and what I find is the best approach is starting at the back here and starting on this one, and the back will just be 1, 1, 1, 1, and you can do it as far as you want and then just trim off everything else because the roof will meet. So this, the other side will actually be going vertically 2 and 1 over, and you basically just do this until they connect. And I know it's not following the rule, but when you're doing a triangle type roof or an arch or something, that's when we do these little tricks. And this isn't really a trick, but it's just how you do those triangle roofs. And you can go ahead and do the same thing on this side. We should have done it on a new layer, but that's okay. So make sure you're on, oops, we're actually above. So we did do it on the wrong layer, but we can go ahead and jump to this layer, and we're gonna do the same thing. Actually, let's do it on a fresh layer. So above, and we can do, let's just quickly draw it above, and we can erase these. And now if we toggle this, okay, the roof is on its own. layer. So let's go ahead and do the same thing here. And if you get quick, you can just eyeball it. Like, I think everything looks 2 here. You can turn off this just to double check. Looks good. Make sure you're on this layer still. And then you want to go just 1 up from here and it connects there. And then we can go ahead, oops, make sure your eraser isn't huge and erase that. And now it should line up where we take this and we just go from here to there, and it should be 2, 2, and it should line up. I think something's a little off, but let's just go ahead and now draw your line here just to fill in. I'm just going to be filling in. And let's turn off this layer here because these are just connecting it, so we can use the fill tool pretty quickly. That, and then we turn that. Oh, that one looks off actually. We want right here. That's where we did wrong. Oh, we're off again. There. Nope, we might need to keep it on. Okay, let's just go of it, keep it consistent. And now we can go ahead and fill in this and that right here. And then let's take this color and do it over here. And that is a simple rule, and we're keeping it on a smaller scale so we're not spending too much time, and we can go through all the scenarios for this. But there it is. So you have your 2-to-1 slope for the cube, you have your lighting and directions, easy trick for shadows to keep it consistent, and then triangles, which is 2 up and 1 over, and then at the back it's just 1 up, 1 over. And that kind of breaks down everything. And this little trick now is for like bridges with arches, or think of an old medieval door with an arch. Those can be tricky if you're trying to manually do it. Let's make a new layer and just demonstrate how can be. Choose a brown because it can be tricky, maybe not on the smaller scale, but say if you're just freehanding an arch, not with the line tool, like it's gonna be hard to stay consistent. So what we can do is show you a little trick, and I'm not saying you can't do it freehand. Some people definitely can, but say this is your door. Let's turn on a mirror and just do it here so we can keep this door consistent. And then let's erase, let's cut that. And this door might be too big for this house, but a little better for this demonstration. Let's turn this off now. And then what you want to do is keep in mind that 2-to-1 slope ratio is basically grab the 2 first lines and drag it down 1 pixel. Repeat that, but grab the 2 first line plus 2 more and drag it down 2. Then you grab 6, all 6 of them, drag it down. Then you grab 8. This can be tricky. You might lose yourself, especially when it's more complicated. This door is fairly straightforward, but we can do like an arch, like a bridge or something, which gets a little more tricky, but as long as you don't talk like I am now, hopefully you can stay focused. So now you can see this door is turning into isometric door. And I think we don't need to technically move that down, but now we have the door. You can see there's some funkiness going on here, but that's okay. So let's now make this door a thick medieval door, say. Let's copy it, paste it. Let's copy it, paste it, copy and paste it. And then let's move it over here for a second. And let's just make it a brighter color. And then let's move it back. Oops, let's move it back over here. And you can line it up now. Oops, my bad. Let's line it up this time properly. I think that's right. Yeah, 2, 2. Now you have this door and you got thickness, and say we just select all that and grab them both together, and you can move it. Say if this was a bigger cube, this would be isometric kind of door. And then you can go in and start coloring it or adding details. Say the door has wood planks. You can then just go, let's say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 over, and then 1, 2, 3. Maybe that looks good. And now you have this perfect isometric door, and you didn't really have to think about doing the, the arch and struggling with that, which can be pretty complicated. This is easier on your brain. So let's throw this to the side. We're not gonna make it super beautiful or anything. We're gonna focus on the isometric trick. I don't know what to call this trick. I've seen it a few times, but not enough where I don't think enough people know about it. So let's say we're doing a bridge, but I think that's the tricky part, is those circles or arches or whatever. And I've tried this trick on characters and it actually works, but it's a very unique kind of blocky, almost like Minecraft blocky dude, which isn't my style. I think for characters, I would keep them my style and just draw them how is, which would be different for everyone's style in isometric. But there is like that Final Fantasy tactics, or the tactics, or those old games. That style is pretty cool. But this does work with characters just in a different way and gives this kind of blocky feel. But let's focus here. Let's arch. Let's go ahead and turn this back on, our mirror, and grab a brush. Let's make it pretty big. Let's do a different color. We'll do blue. Let's make it bigger. Let's just say the bridge is whatever. It will all be the same. Let's cut this. And then go into your eraser, grab a bigger brush. We could do a double arch. I haven't tried that, so let's see how it goes. Oops, oh, what has happened? Let's just restart this. Cut, maybe cut too much there. A little less, cut this guy too. Or let's just, I think it would work with a double arch. But let's just do what I know will work smoothly. So we have this bridge that we drew, like the side view platformer. So let's turn this into an isometric. And this one will be a bit longer. Hopefully I don't mess up while I'm talking or anything. So let's go ahead and start grabbing to move down to select. I could grab 5 there. 4 to select 6. I moved it 2 down. Oops. Now I moved it over. Now I messed up. Let's backtrack. Let's zoom in a bit more. So this is it starts getting tricky. When you're grabbing, gotta remember. So that was 6. Now we're on to 8. And then we want 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, and then we're going on 12 now, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then this one I balled it, which is right there. I think that's correct. And then we're going 2 on this art. It's a bit easier when you can see the pattern. So now we're going 2 after that one. Now we're going 2. It's going to be this one and that one. I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comment if I make a mistake. 2, and then 2 here, 2 there, oops, 2 here. Even I think I haven't made a mistake. Let's hope not. Here, and I think at some point it might be easier just to go on the other side. Maybe not. 2, oops, back it up to select. See, now I'm a bit lost. Let's back it up. Okay, so we're moving that one down. So I was correct. Now we're doing these 2. Undo can save you. Boom. We're doing 2 after that one. And then we 2 after this one, which is the end. So now we have this arch. It has a couple funky things. I don't think we messed up, but sometimes it's like that depending on how you draw it. So I think if you draw it more consistent, because we just threw it on there, it would be better. So let's copy, paste this, and then so if we move, so it's easier if let's move this whole thing first. Oops, undo. Okay, so let's grab this whole thing and line it up with the grid first. I think that's a smart idea. So grab the grid here and it would be right there, and then we can go ahead and grab it and copy, paste it, move it over, and line this one up as well with the grid. And now you can see this is a lot bigger than these two, but you can see the bridge forming pretty nicely. And now you're just going to be connecting as you would normally, and you could just fill this, and you'll have to extend in here, but you'll just want to extend these a little bit. And this part might be a little odd. Now you see this bridge kind of taking shape, and you can honestly do it with everything. It gives you a great guideline to start expanding upon this isometric thing. Freehanding this bridge would be very difficult. I think if we drew the bridge on the side view a bit better, this would look even better. But let's just clean up some of these. Oops. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. It has a fairly consistent lines overall. And for things like that aren't symmetrical, say let's do a chair or something. There's a back to a chair, right? So say the chair, we'll keep it smaller so it's not too long. The chair has the back, which has, say, this plate here, and then the front would be, say, smaller. So I think let's make that one taller. Actually, let's line them up so we know they're the same distance apart. So say you have this. I think I would approach it by doing them separately. So let's say you move this over here to select, go 2, move it down to select 4. It's a lot easier to show you and talk with smaller objects. The bridge was quite long and tedious. I guaranteed I made a couple of mistakes. But now, so you have this part of the chair. Now we can take the front and move it correctly. 2, 4, 8, 10. And now let's line them up on the grid so we know they're lined up. And you can take this, it's a wide chair, almost more like a bench. Now you have your chair, and you might want to actually say, move this back. Might want to actually take a brighter color and kind of branch off this first, because you know they're going to come. Let's say it starts, let's go to 4. So let's just start here. Or no, we have to be the same height. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Almost better start on this side maybe, through 2. And I think you'd find these kind of little tricks as you go. Yeah, see, that's not lined up. That's lined up right there. This is why I like Pixquare. Really shows you. I wanted a little gap, but we made the seat a little too high. And now we can go ahead and fill that in and then fill this in. And now you have this chair. And then if you go to your shadow, let's go below it. You can, if you know the exact size, you can kind of eyeball it here. Let's say we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 4 on each side. Make that, fill that in, and then move it under the chair, move it a bit over, I believe, and then you can fill in these. We want this to be, that might not be correct, but we're gonna fill it in. So 2. Shadow's a little off, but you can see how breaking down small things like the chair into little parts. So you can do that with chairs, like a bed. Dressers, you probably don't need to do it, but just think about it. If the back is different than the front, I would separate each face and do them separately like that. We're 33 minutes in, so I wanted to tackle all of this. If you want to go into more details and making it look unique, I do have a older isometric video covering that, and we go over the style and everything. So check out that. Again, this is Pixquare. If you're going to buy it, use code Penusbmic, 30% off. It's worth it. It's sick. If you just want it for these guidelines, do it. It has a bunch of other cool stuff as well. Yeah, if you made it this far, thank you for joining, and I hope you can take these rules and apply them in isometric pixel art, and it makes it a whole lot easier for you. So with that all said, thank you for joining. See you next time.